Welcome back. How you doing? Welcome to the Daily Templar Report and your guest, Jim Dowson. That's me. I've been out working today. It's bitterly cold. I've got my Donegal tweed on today. Oh yes, my Donegal tweed, not the Harris tweed. Oh, wait a minute, check it. Donegal tweed, Gurteen, Donegal tweed, and no tie. I'm going wild. Liberal. I've went crazy. No, I haven't. I've been out grafting, so I had to run on here. Now, apologies for yesterday. We had a bit of a technical problem. We had somebody filling in for you, but it all went wrong. So we had to show you an old one. So I'm very, very sorry about that. But I'm back now. So good to see you all. I missed you terribly. I was caught out in England. And as I moved across England, I think it was me, it went from, what do you call them, zone 1, and then it went, boom, 4. Tonight it's zone 4, night, boom. And everywhere I went, the whole county shut down. Ridiculous. So you couldn't get into hotels, you couldn't get in to eat. I felt as if I was in a war zone. It was like some kind of dystopian nightmare. I travelled right across England, and everywhere I went, it was open when I arrived there, and within a few hours, bang, the whole thing was closed down. It was I'm just getting something handed to me in my paperwork. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. That's the one I need. That's fine. So it was a terrible experience, and I just don't know. And the only people who weren't paying a blind bit of attention to it were Irish gypsies. They just said, "It's a load of rubbish now. We're having none of it," and just ignored it. It was quite funny. Right, let's see who's in the room. Sean Smiley, God bless you, my good friend. Deuce Vault from Pittsburgh. I'm at the top. Wait a minute, I'll go to the top. Aye, Sean Smiley. The Scorpions in. He's in early today. I see that. How you doing? No, it was the Scorpions saying there. I go, good. God bless you. Gossip of Bible. Oh, what's this here? Doesn't that stuff. Of course. Ewan Eggestrom, how you doing? Bartley Burker, brilliant. Tim Schroeder's here. Tim, how you doing? I never get phoning you again. You've no idea the carry on I've had over the weekend. Dear me. Ralph Rowley, how you doing? Antonio Rubello, God bless you, sir. Mike B, freaking A, I know who you are. God bless you and your friends. Christopher Stred, how are you? Good evening to you. William Mumford, how are you? Wait a minute, down in Surrey. Yeah, you'll know what like it is down there. I was all through Surrey and all that. It was crazy. Natasha M, how you doing? EMS Rejuvenation, Mr. Makoka, how you doing? Colette Whitney, lovely to hear from you. Lady Rotha. Edward Tobler, God bless you, sir. Where are we now? Templar Guard, God bless you. Real life, how you doing? Wee Mouse, I know who Wee Mouse is. How you doing? Jonathan Boudin, God bless you and your good lady. Malcolm Cook, how you doing? Yep, who have we got now? Anybody else in there? Oh, we're having problems with the techie stuff, is it? Clicking. Oh, we don't want that. No clicking here. Who else have we got? Brian Payton in Florida. Natasha, I seen Natasha there. Malcolm Cook, Greg Howarth, Stuart Duncan, Peter Smith. Yes. Paul Telford in Liverpool. How you doing, Paul? Conrad Broom. How you doing? The Nick Boyle's in. Thanks, Nick, for standing in for us. Troy Otto. Mr. and Mrs. Johansson, I can't remember. Henrik Johansson. Hello, sir. God bless you. Colette Whitney, lovely Colette. Robert Erickson, God bless you. Anglo-Saxon, Martin Butler. James Ralph, how you doing? Big Joe, how you doing, Big Joe? Tom Hines. Watt Tyler, that's a good name. Kenneth Driver, yep. Watt Tyler, an Englishman, obviously there. The Peasants' Rebellion and all that stuff. Good. Scott Rash. Scott, how you doing? Okay, let's get into this. Let's see what we're doing. Okay. Well, it's a funny part of history, that Watt Tyler and is it the Kent? Was that the men of Kent or Essex that rebelled against the king? I remember that, yes. Yeah. It's Watt Tyler, yeah, very good stuff. And Andrew Brown, how you doing? Right, a wee bit of scripture to start with before we get into this, right? We're in the Proverbs, great book, and very good book for just building your knowledge up and your wisdom. That's what we need today, wisdom. Because a lot of people think that a man's got pride. Pride's a terrible thing. Honour is the good thing. Pride, the negative. Honour, the good. Okay, remember that. But anyway, in here we're in chapter 30, verse 17. The eye that mocketh at his father and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. Very nasty. It's a bit allegorical, that, but a guy who's just mocking his mum, mocks his father, doesn't listen to his mum, ain't going to end well for him. So take heed of that. And we know God will add his blessing to this, the public reading of his own inspired, infallible, and inerrant word. Amen. And amen, folks. Right, got some good stories for you today. But I just want to tell you that the whole world's went insane. People don't realise nobody's flying into Britain now. We're like a parasite nation. India, which is riddled with diseases mean you couldn't even understand, has said, we're not flying to the UK. It's dangerous. It's disease-ridden. It's COVID. It's Kung flu. And it's bad when Indians will not fly to Britain in case they get ill. Who would have thought we'd live to see the day? And American brothers and sisters and Canadians, I don't think you understand what's going on here. We have lost it big time. We have went boogaloo. Boogaloo. Madness abounds. Everything's shutting down. Everything's disastrous. I was in the airport yesterday, Gatwick, one of the busiest airports on the planet. I think it was the 7th or 8th busiest airports on the planet. I was in it. I was rattling about in it almost myself. There were a few hundred people in it, but nothing. And at this time of year, you know, there's 3 or 4 million British people work abroad. They're all trying to get back to be with their families for Christmas. Nothing. I was wandering about there. Just wandering about. And of course, I didn't have a mask on. I had one of Jada Franson's exempt cards. And 2 people did pull me up and said, "Excuse me, sir, where's your mask?" I says, "Oh, no problem." And there was no problem. They'll work a treat. Nobody even said, "What illness have you got? What's wrong with you?" I just said, and I went, "Oh, fine." So they do work. So we're going to Jada's page and get them. British Freedom Party dot, what is it? Com? BritishFreedomParty.com. COVID masks. Free. They're free. They're wee lanyards. Put it on your necks. Wee plastic cards. Brilliant. They work a treat. So get some of them. I never even nobody questioned me, which is quite remarkable in Britain. So we've got some horrible stories for you today. I think the first story will do actually. There's one coming out of, I think I'll do this one. Is this coming out of Ireland? Yeah, I'll do this Freedom of Information one. But first, because I know it's Christmas, and I think it's really bad for us at Christmas because everybody's out trying to buy presents and doing all that. So to forget about the poor old Templars. So let me just remind you again, we've got more of these in. We're out of stock, but we got more in. Well, they're not in actually now. They'll be in 2 days after Christmas. We'll bring them Monday to Tuesday next week. So that's fine. That's fine because you can't post anything now anyway. But more of these. You remember these? The King James Red Letter Bible with the Apocrypha. And by the way, I know that's very good for our Catholic friends, but the Protestant Bibles all used to have the Apocrypha in it up until about the 1950s. And there's your wee certificate of guarantee. It is that bendy one. It's just a brilliant Bible. My goodness, it's so smooth. It's beautiful. And look at the quality of the... you see that gold cross on it? I mean, I can see myself on the screen, you see. Look at that. You see it? It's absolutely perfect because it's the most incredible leather I've ever seen in my life. It's called calfskin leather. It's like really expensive gloves, calfskin leather, driving gloves, really soft. But there we go, again here, and you'll see it's a red letter edition, if you want to see that. Red letter. Beautiful paper that you get in the really big expensive Bible. It's that quality of paper. It's that silky stuff. Beautiful. Amazing. Beautiful maps, I believe. It's got a huge concordance. It's got all the maps in the back. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, it is a work of art. And we sold out. So thank you. All the ones we had, we sold out. And then we suddenly realised, good grief, people want even more of them. So I've got another 20 coming next week. So there you go. It's available. Am I going to smell the Bible? I already done it. Before I come on. It's brilliant. So I've got 20 of these coming. And remember, which is really important as well, one of these. Now, I don't know, is there a link up for this Bible? I've never seen one going up. Right. And look at this beautiful, look at that beautiful stuff. With St. Bernard of Clairvaux on it. And your name goes in here, obviously. So there you go. So please avail yourself of that. So I'll put that down here. Please try and get yourself one of them. I know, it's wild. Okay. Yeah, but I'll just keep an eye on that because I still don't see any thing going up. Don't know what's happened there. But there should be a link going up for any moment. Don't know. I'll have to shout at the techie guy. Not this techie guy. We've got another techie guy who puts links up, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to bring you a Freedom of Information request to see where we are with this. Because there's a lot of lies being told, as we know. And we should see that. There we go. There's the Bible there. Is that the one? That's it there. So the link's up now for that beautiful Bible. So there we go. Right, Freedom of Information. There's a reference here, but I don't want to read it out because it's been blanked out. No, because it's by a sneaky thing. we've got these freedom of information requests and we can get access to what we're talking about. Let me just take you through this, okay? I think it's on the screen now. How many deaths, so the request sent in the authorities is this. How many deaths have been recorded where COVID-19 was the only cause of death mentioned on the death certificate, covering the period March the 1st, 2020 to November the 20th, 2020? Response, the NISRA, this is coming from Ireland, I think.
It's not, it's
Northern Ireland.
It's the research and statistics.
The Research and Statistics Agency, Northern Ireland. So that's a tiny wee country, 1.5 million people. Here's the answer. The Northern Ireland Research Statistic Outfit have interpreted your Freedom of Information request as requesting the number of deaths in which COVID-19 alone has been mentioned on the death certificate. To select those causes, NISRA included deaths which COVID-19 as either the direct cause of death or the underlying cause of death with or without pneumonia in Part 1 of the death certificate. Pneumonia was included as discussions with the Department of Health at the start of the pandemic indicated that certifying doctors may have made no distinction between COVID-19 and COVID-19 pneumonia. The selected 86 people who died, the selected 86, 6.6% of the 1,301 COVID-19 related deaths up until the 20th of November 2020. There you go. So this criteria selected 86 of the 1,300 people who died, marked down as COVID. Only 86, 6% of them actually were covered by COVID, were actually caused, we think, by COVID. Let's go through that again. 6%. 6%. So 1,300 people allegedly died of COVID in Northern Ireland, but 6% of them actually died of COVID. 6%. However, it is important to note that the death certificate does not contain sole cause of death, but consists of two parts. Part 1 contains the disease or condition directly leading to death and any antecedent causes, i.e. conditions that give rise to the condition leading to death, with the underlying cause stated last. There were 870 deaths up to the end of September 2020 where the antecedent cause may have been mentioned, but COVID-19 was determined as the cause of death. Part 2 contains significant conditions that contributed but were not related to a disease causing death. It's all a bit weird.
One thing they failed to mention, there's a discrepancy there of at least 600 people.
Yeah, of course. Oh, the thing's all over the place. So they're doing their best to wriggle out of it, but even with all their machinations and all that, basically it's nonsense. And the number of deaths here, we get 86 of the 1,300 COVID deaths. When you apply that criteria, that COVID is the primary cause of death, the 1,300 COVID deaths in Northern Ireland drop down to 86. So that's 6% of people who the government are putting on my television every single night, telling me that there's 1,300 people died in this tiny country of 1.5 million people. The actual figure, that's believing this lot, who are inflating, as you know, is 86 or 6%. That's the reality. That's what's happening. Let's have a look at the actual death rate in Ireland. Let's have a wee look at this there. I've tallied them up for you, so you don't need to worry. The death rate in Ireland. Now, don't worry about the monthly figures. I've actually tallied it up, which is not there. So in 2015, between January and November in 2015, 28,048 people died. That's it. Just 28,048 people died. Now, this should go up as we come towards 2020 because the population is becoming aged in every single European country and America. The population age is getting older and older, so this should rise from 28 and go up. But here's what happened. 2016, it was 28,236. Next year, 28,000. Next year, almost 29,000. Then 2019, it dropped to 25. And this year, 2020, with the big, scary, wary zombie virus killing everybody, 24,916. So we have dropped a couple of thousand people who actually died, period, in Ireland. Despite the biggest lockdown we've seen since Cromwell was rampaging about the place. 2 world wars hasn't shut down Britain. But Kung Flu has. And the death rate in Ireland, and it's the same in other places, the death rate this year is down because of better medical care and so on and so forth. It's down. It's down. So you'd imagine if 5 years ago, if we were losing 28,000 people were dying of old age and every other thing, and the population is getting older, and you would imagine with this hideous, life-changing, country-wrecking, company-smashing, scary virus on the loose, that figure should be not 28,000. You would have expected to see 100,000. No, it's 24. 24,916 to be precise. So can you see, my friends, we're in the midst of something here that is unprecedented in the history of the planet. I've said I was in England since last week. I have never in all my life seen it. I moved from all over England, and everywhere I went, places were shut and getting into level 4, which means basically, they tell you, they come on to tell us, you cannot move out your house. You must stay in your house. And then you read the small print, unless you're going to work. Or unless you're going to the shops. Can I ask you, or you're going for a walk in the park, when else do you leave your house, friends? When do you why do you leave your house? I would say 8 out of 10 of the times I leave my house is to go to work, and the other 2 is to go shopping. I don't go anywhere else. So, no, you cannot leave your house. This is a terrible crisis. People are going to die. You must stay put. Then you read the actual legislation, unless you're going to work, or unless you're going to shop, or unless you're going for a walk in the park, or unless you're walking your dog, or unless you're going to visit your family, but it's only you've got to pod 2 groups together. So basically, nothing. You do what you want. But the pubs are shut, the restaurant's shut. So if you want to go out for a pint, you want to go out for a meal, no. You want to go out for a new pair of trousers, no. All of those shops are shut. But you can go and get a takeaway. So you can go and get a curry. You can go and get a curry at the takeaway and take it home. No problem at all. Absolute lunacy. Madness. You can't go to any sports fixers. You can't do anything. And what does that tell you? You've not to go anywhere where you may be meeting other human beings, but in case they get a virus that's so dangerous you don't know, and you have to be tested before you know you've even got it. No. That's where human beings talk. That's where they communicate. That's why everybody's getting booted off these platforms. They talk and they say, hey, what's going on, John? I don't know. I've been off work for a year. But of course, about 20% of the whole of Britain works for the state, so they don't care. They've just had a 1 year long full paid holiday, and I can't get up my country road for cyclists with a grotesque. I seen one yesterday. Oh my goodness. I said, Lord, blind me for 10 minutes. I cannot stand it. A woman, she must have been in her 50s or 60s, and she's not an easy time, mate, let me tell you. In Lycra, there was bits popping out everywhere. I didn't even know anybody had bits to pop out. Everything. It was like a bag of coal. It was horrible. And she's climbing on this bike, and there was an old fat guy come in. He's on his bike as well. Oh my goodness. I thought it was saddlebags strapped to the back wheel. It wasn't. It was him. It was him. Oh, dear goodness. I said, Lord, I know I'm half blind. Just make it a bit worse for a few months till these people go away. Do not, anybody watching this, under any circumstances, wear Lycra if you're over 30. Don't do it. You have a duty of care to your fellow man and woman in the street. There's people going about their business. They're depressed enough. They've no job. Everything's shut down. They're losing house and home. And then a gang of middle-aged civil servants crawl by them because they're that out of breath. They're going at 2 miles an hour with Lycra on. We don't need this. All right? We don't need this. Honestly, it's bad enough. It's freezing cold. Nobody's any money. It's depressing. Christmas has been banned in Britain. Did you know this, folks? You're not allowed to celebrate Christmas. You cannot bring anybody to your house for Christmas. They have banned Christmas. Well, my message to Boris Johnson, the British government, is get stuffed. We're doing Christmas. And you can go and take a run and jump, Boris, and the resties. But please, keep a blanket with you all times when you're outside. And if one of these middle-aged civil servants dares to say goodbye, throw the blanket over them for decency's sake, please. I can't handle it. I've had enough of it. It's too much. It's distressing me. Who's this? Scott She's sending me a picture in his stretchy bodysuit. Scott, please. I promise you next week I'll get a belt and I'll wrap it around myself. Just don't do that. But what do these people think they look like? You know, there was one woman the other day there, she was going down. So I tell you, it wasn't a woman, it was a guy. I thought it was a woman because long hair. It was a guy cycling down past our priory. I could have swore blind Captain Ahab was after him with a harpoon. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. It's ridiculous. Just don't do it. It's no good. Right, back to some sense here. I don't know what's wrong with people. I think they've got COVID in the brain or something. But anyway, I want to bring you a horrible story coming out of America. Yes, ranting. Listen, I don't know if it's just me. Can I just test this? If anybody wants a ban on middle-aged people in Lycra on bikes in public, can I get an amen? Let's see. Let's see. Let's put this to the test, because the techie guy's saying it's you're crazy. No. Let's have an amen if you want to see these people banned. I'd send it to my gulag personally. There you go. We'll see this. We'll get the results in. Right, I want to bring you a story from the CDC. This is from America. It's from America. Wait to hear that. There we go. Yes, I knew the people were with me. The people are with me. God bless you. Power. Cover up. This is where the Muslims have got it right, you know. Cover up, for goodness sake. It's unbelievable. Things I've seen the last couple of weeks. Oh, dear goodness. No man should have to see these things. Terrible. Eco warriors, aye. They're all right. Eco warriors are on 4x4s, brother. They're all driving 4x4s. They're fine. It's silly old fools who think they're going to win the, what do you call that thing? Tour de France or something. That's where the deaths are coming from. 50-year-old men jumping on bikes for the first time in their life. No wonder they're dropping dead. I would drop dead. I've got a bike. Am I right, brother? I have a bike in this priory. Oh, yes. I went out and bought a mountain bike thing, because we have a pathway here. Yes, a cycle pathway. It used to be a railway, and they turned it into a cycle path. I say it's good. I'll buy a bike and try and keep a bit fit. How many times have I been on that bike, brother? 4 or 5 times. And I don't wear lycra. I go out with my suit on, with my trousers tucked into my socks, like normal adults. Yes. I had a pair of trackies on, I think, but they were baggy. That was last year. But I normally just tuck my suit trousers into my socks, take my tie off, and I've got my shirt, roll the sleeves up, and I'm away you go. Like a normal grown-up adult. There you go. Everybody's with me. Yes, I thought that. Dignity. Exactly. See, somebody was saying there, Lady Rotha. She's a very clever woman, that. I don't know if you know that. Dignity, Lady Rotha. Even when I go to Spain, and I was in Spain once with Mr. Griffin, and I met him at the train station, and I had my linen suit on, and my Panama hat, yes, and proper shoes. And Mr. Griffin came off, also attired like a true British gentleman. There was none of this Hawaiian shorts, toeless sandals with big hairy toes sticking out. Oh no! We did not win 2 world wars by running about with toeless sandals. You don't even listen, I'm not joking, they don't even wear socks, the Continentals. They don't wear socks. This is why you lost 2 wars, my friend. A man cannot creep about with Jesus sandals on, no disrespect to the Lord, with hairy toes sticking out, Hawaiian shorts, pure white legs with varicose veins all over them, and some kind of weird Hawaiian shirt. Oh, no. This is not the way. So I was glad to see when Mr. Griffin came off the train, he was dressed like a Cuban pimp. No, he had the proper suit and everything on, like myself. And we were sweating profusely. But standards are standards. We must keep our standards. Yes, that's it. And people can laugh at us, and they do. They say, who goes out in the midday sun? Mad dogs and Englishmen. Well, this Scotsman was out in the midday sun with a suit on, yes, and a shirt, proper shirt, and a tie. Occasionally I'll take the tie off. Once it gets over 36 degrees, I'll take the tie off, but there you go. Anyway, let's get into this CDC story. Right. The CDC will soon decide which group to recommend next for the COVID vaccine. This is very interesting, so pay attention. And the debate over the trade-off is growing heated. Ultimately, states will determine whom to include. In the New York Times article titled, "The Elderly versus Essential Workers, Who Should Get the Coronavirus First?" A Dr. Harald Schmidt explains why the CDC chose to de-emphasize the elderly, even though doing so would have saved lives. He says, Mr. Schmidt said, older populations are whiter. Instead of giving additional health benefits to those who already have them, we can start to level the playing field a bit. Now hold on a minute here. Now I thought he was going to say, I just seen this. My blood's getting up. I thought he was going to say, well, look, all folk have had their lives, they're no in work, they're no particularly skilled anymore. And I was going to argue and say, no, that's where our wisdom, that's the repository of our wisdom, of our race, of our nation, of our people, of our country, of the world, rests with our old people. They are the wise one, they are the elders of our tribe. That's what I was going to argue. But he's not even interested in that. He's not interested in old people are non-productive, they don't work, so we need to save the young people. He says older populations are whiter. Hello? Whiter? What in God's name has the colour of your skin got to do with who gets the virus vaccine? Not that I want it, I may add. But, you know what I mean? Do you see how these people are thinking? He's thinking, well, if we don't give them, it will bump off a load of white people. This man's saying it. They're whiter, so don't give them the vaccine. What? Can you imagine if he'd have said, well, we'll not give the vaccine to these old black people? Dear goodness, he'd be swinging with a rope by now. Continue. An independent committee of medical experts that advises the CDC on immunisation practices will soon vote on whom to recommend for the second phase of vaccination, Phase 1B. Historically, the committee relied on scientific evidence to inform of its decision, but now the members are weighing social justice concerns, as well, noted Lisa A. Prosser, a professor of health policy and decision sciences at the University of Michigan. She says, to me, the issue of ethics is very significant. Very important for this country. Dr. Peter Sigali, a committee member and a paediatrics professor at the University of California, Los Angeles, said at the time, clearly favours the essential worker groups because the high proportion of minority, low-income and low-educated workers amongst essential workers. So it's a double whammy. They're saying they favour essential worker groups because... No. Essential? No. Because they are a high proportion of minority, low-income and low-educated workers amongst essential workers. Again, it's a reference to race, and you know it, and I know it. This is shocking. Later in the piece, another doctor named Mark Lipstitch explains that teachers should not be considered essential workers for the purpose of being given priority vaccines by the CDC because, and I quote, I'm quoting, this is a quote, folks. This is a quote, my brethren. This doctor, Mark Lipstick, says teachers shouldn't get a vaccine because, and I quote, they are often very white. A third expert, an economist named Elsie Gould, counters Dr. Lipstick that teachers should be prioritised. Why? This is her reason. Because the families they teach are disproportionately black or brown, and those groups would benefit more than white people. Are these people all insane? Is that all they think about when they get up the colour of a man or a woman's skin? I don't think about it. I don't know about you. I don't think about people's skin tone. I don't think about it. It's irrelevant. I like my own skin tone, and I would prefer my children to marry within their own tribe. Yes, of course I would. But I'm even worried that my kids would marry an Englishman or an English woman. That's disturbing to me. But that's just because you love your tribe. But these people are quite obviously, utterly and absolutely obsessed by skin tone, and they're racist, and they're absolutely fanatically anti-white. Now, it's interesting, nearly every single one of these people I've quoted high up in the American administration talking like this anti-white rhetoric are people whose loyalties lie, shall we say, in the Middle East. They're maybe even Zionists. There you go. Say, Jim, are you Jew bashing? No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that's the religious affiliation of most of these people. And a guy said to me the other day, he says, you're racist because you don't support the Jews. I says, when did the religion become a race? Is there a Christian race? Now just think about this. Let's just go there, eh? Let's go there. Bit controversial, but let's just go there. What race? What are you talking about? Is there a Christian race? Is there a Hindu race? Is there a Muslim race? Is there a Jehovah's Witness race? Is there a Mormon race? Why are the Jews afforded the status of a race? It's all the people of the Bible. Let me just stop you there. The vast majority of people who live in the state of Israel, as we know it right now, state of Israel, have nothing to do with the people of the Bible. They're Ashkenazi. They came from the steppes of Russia in the 9th century. Look at them. They're pure white. The ringlets, the eyes. Pure white. They're whiter than me. If you see a real Semitic person who's a Jew, they are short, quite hairy, dark skin, curly hair. We see them as well. Nothing wrong with that. It's fine. That's where they are. Great. Look at me, Scotsman, blinds abat, short, white, pasty-faced. That's me. No problem. So it's not a race. The vast majority of these people are of a different race from the people of the Bible. So that cannot be used. So why do we ascribe the status of race to a religion? It's lunacy, madness. But anyway, you know what I'm saying here with this. Still, some people believe it wrong to give racial and socioeconomic equality more weight than who is most likely to die. Quote, they need to have bomb-proof, fact-based, public health-based reasons for why one group goes ahead of another, said Chuck Ludham, a former Senate aide. They have provided no explanation here, and what that will withstand public scrutiny. Well said, Chuck. This is appalling. This is disgraceful. Let me just tell you something. I hate racists. I hate bigots. I hate all of these people. I despise them because they normally project their own failure onto other people because of their skin colour or their religious affiliation or whatever. And I know a lot of people, they blame the Jews for everything. I'm not one of them. I don't like all that stuff. I'm notorious in European right-wing circles for absolutely bashing Jew bashers. I can't stand it. And I've no time for neo-Nazi, white power, white supremacist racists. I can't stand it. And if you look at the people who say they're white power, white supremacists, they're normally the weakest, wimpiest, vilest examples, worst examples of our people you could ever find. Or brainless morons who keep shouting that they're superior to everybody else. That's what I feel. So I'm not one of them. But I'm fed up with these crazed people coming out of the universities from a certain background who keep coming out with this. It's them. It's them. And you see them with Black Lives Matter. You see them with Antifa. Look at the name of all the professors and all the leaders. It's them. Why are they doing it? Why is nobody talking about it? Because you get banned off everything if you bring it up. But, getting back to my original point, we should not afford a religion a race. Look, they've got enough protection being a certain protected religion. They don't need to be a protected race as well. It's ridiculous. When I see Christians being designated the legal status of a race and afforded special protection, maybe, be okay, turn a blind eye at it then. But until then, I just see a certain section of society being treated differently from the rest. And I don't agree with that because I believe in genuine equality because we are all equal under God, and I don't believe one group of people should have special privileges. And I don't care if that's white people, straight people, gay people, blue people, pink people, any people. We should be on a level playing field. And a man or a woman should be judged on the merit of what they do and the quality and the righteousness of their heart, their soul, their spirit. Might sound old-fashioned, but that's what I believe. And I think that's what we need to aim to getting back to, okay? So I'm fed up with it all. Right, that's all from me today. Oh, wait a minute. What was I going to do? Let me give you a quick update. Now, I'll just give the takeaway a wee bit of warning. We need some links up there for the Donard Priory and the Magdalen Chapel, okay? So if the techie guy's paying attention and watching, he'll go and get them ready now to put them up if we don't want to do it ourselves. I've got some pictures. The steel has arrived on site. Yes! The steel has arrived on site. Oh, it's been a long journey, but you've been with us every single step of the way, and I want to thank you personally for that. You've made this happen. So look at this big lump of steel. The middle door's in and the steel's in. So can we see what we're going to see first, brother? The middle door?
That one's on there at the minute.
What is that? Oh, that's fine. So that's the first lump of steel that's in. There you go. And there's the big door behind me. Look at the size of that thing. That's the big Gothic square door. Most of the other ones are arched. This one's a big square one because it's connecting the upper and lower chapter houses, okay? It's doing both of them. And this is the lump of steel. That's the outside, looking into the front of the chapter house. There you go. And it's sitting there. It's got about 200 feet of garden this side of it. And that lump of steel's going on the top there, into the ridge. And we might be doing that tomorrow. So there's the link there. St. Donard Templar Priory Project. It's an amazing thing. You have done all that. It's been a lot of hard work. And can I tell you, our builder is a man in his 60s, and he lifted the head of that door up. And he lifted that steel himself. I think Samson's returned. I'm being honest with you, I couldn't even lift it. I couldn't even budget 3 inches off the ground. He's took it up a set of scaffold and placed it. Don't know how he's done it. But God, that's why he's done it. It's absolutely brilliant. Well, you're saying sunshine. It's a bit 0 degrees. It's freezing out there. I tried to sit in that beam to get to the other side of it, and I almost gave myself hemorrhoids. It was ridiculous. It's terrible. But doesn't that look wonderful? Those pictures. Can I have another wee quick look, brother? I just want to show you. Listen, I want to share this because we've worked so hard for this, and I know you've been so generous. Look at it. Look at it. No comment on the colour of my trousers today. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that front door. It's just incredible, isn't it? And we've done that. We've done that. When everybody said, "Oh, don't know about that," we've done it. And we're on budget. We're still scrabbling about trying to get money in, but we're not overspending, and that's the good thing. So we're probably I don't know. Oh, I never showed you this week. Maybe show you tomorrow, brother. We haven't updated the chart thing. But I think we're about roughly just over halfway there. So there's the St Donald's Templar Priory project, and remember we'll ask the brother there as well to put up the Magdalene Chapel. The Magdalene Chapel, it's next door. That's the thing now. Once this is finished, we'll be straight onto the Magdalene Chapel. And that's a place where people, when they die, can have their remains, even if it's a lock of your hair. And let me tell you how important that is. I seen a programme the other day there, Judge Judy. I was watching Judge Judy. I love Judge Judy. That's great. Judge Judy was having to sort out a case where this woman was wanting to fight with a family member because somebody had the brother's ashes, he died, somebody had the ashes, and they're all fighting over it. Beloved, that happens in families all the time. It happened in my family, it happens in every family, it's horrible. So if you write down that you want your ashes to go to the Magdalene Chapel for the Holy Martyrs, we'll get them, and there's no fighting. They want to come and see them, they're there. Or even part of the ashes, because they all get mixed up and they all disappear throughout the family. Just send a wee drop and a wee tiny one to us. It'll be up behind the altar. There's loads of people, dozens of people signed up for it. Your family will get one of these, but much bigger. They'll get one of these, but about that size and about that width. Massive big thing you can frame, saying that you are now in the ranks of the glorious dead and all about you. You yourself, before you die, can write a full page in the huge book of the heroes, and that'll be kept in that building you're looking at. That's what it's getting built for, is to house that book amongst other things. Your family, in 50 years, 100 years, can come, stay in the priory, go to the chapter house, open the huge book, and read those 1,200 or 1,500 words that you wrote and sent down the centuries to your loved ones, to your son, your grandson, your great-great-great-grandson. It'll be there. Then they can walk out and into the chapel and go and lift your arm and see your name on it and all that. Are you grasping this? Are you grasping this? This is it's as good as human beings are going to get to eternal on earth. It's incredible. And it's not selfish, it's not narcissistic, it's historical, and it gives your family a link and some roots, because many people in new worlds like Australia, Canada, America lack roots. Well, that gives you solid roots, that you are there, out there in the Magdalene Chapel for the glorious dead. I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever. So there's a link there. Please consider it. It's payable. You pay it up, and it's really cheap. We kept it to the bare minimum just to try and help out with the building projects. That's where the money goes. But if you try this, if you go commercially and see one of these places you can keep your ashes, it's like £3,000. And then another 500 every year, and then after 10 years they throw them out. You're in there forever with us. In there forever, and it's $1,119. 1119, I think, the year where we were started. Also, just quickly, because I know we're overrunning, but I missed you yesterday, so I don't care. We're on this Bitcoin. We've been advertising it for ages, but somebody made a most remarkable gift. You know who you are. I personally want to thank you, and I'm going to keep thanking you for a long time. Thank you. You made things so much easier and really, really made a big difference. It's important, and thank you for that. So we do take Bitcoin. I think the link, where is it?
The address is in the description.
The address for our Bitcoin thing. Now, by the way, I don't understand a word of it. Bitcoin wallet, seemingly. I think it's voodoo, juju, magic or something. I don't know what it is. But it's under this, I think. It's in the description, Bitcoin. So if you have any of these Bitcoins, or a bag of Bitcoins, or I don't know how they work, parts of Bitcoins, seemingly you can split them up into parts and do all this. And if you want to send it to us, they will all go to the Magdalene Chapel and the Chapter House Building Fund. Okay? Well, that's all for me. I was going to read you a bit out of the book. I'll leave it to tomorrow. We have they're sold out. Gone. We've got more coming in, don't worry. So you can still order them. But Christmas is coming, New Year, so it'll be January before these are sent out. I think there's some books going out tomorrow, but that's really it till after Christmas, folks. But what a remarkable achievement as well. Books gone, sold out. Who does that? First print run of a new book, boff, gone, no time at all. So well done. Well done. Yeah, Lady Rotha says, well done, and God bless the Bitcoin donor. Absolutely, amen. And you see, when things are tight, and you know last week and the last couple of weeks I've been worried about the donations coming in for the thing. It seemed to dry up. No wonder. I don't blame you guys. COVID, all the nonsense, people not working. But I was a bit worried. I was a wee bit concerned. Not really, because I trust in God, and I spoke to God. I'm not telling the brother here. I communed with God, and I said, God, what's happening here? What's going on? I don't want to keep bashing these folks, screaming for money to donate to the building fund. You know, what is happening? And 2 days later, bang, this gift arrived. Amazing. Now, I won't finish it or anything like that, but what a pressure it's took off. Unbelievable pressure removed. And thank you. And thank every single one of you. Even never despise the widow's mite. Anybody puts $5 in, $10 in, it's all worth it. And we're all in this together. This is yours. The chapter house, the Magdalene Chapel, is yours. You own it. Even legally, it's owned by the order. It's the order's property. If you're a member of the order, it's your property. So let's do well. At the moment, I'm just a mere gaffer, a ganger, making sure the sites are organised properly. But the order are the caretakers here. But the order worldwide that owns it, so it's yours. Well, God bless each and every one of you. I hope you didn't think I was too casual today. I don't like being casual, as you know. And I hope you didn't think I was over the top with my ranting about these stretchy pant people. Can't stand it. Anyway, God bless each of the... it says, I've seen there some... Yeah, Scorpion says, beware of Masons. And yes, they're saying the same. They're not in an order. No. Be very careful with that. Be very careful. Most of these other Templars are Masons. No good. And even the ones who aren't Masons pretend or act like Masons. They have the same weird beliefs and they accept Muslims, Hindus, everybody else. Our order is Christian, hardcore, old school Christian. The blood of the Lamb and nothing else. That's it. That's all we are. Don't be fooled by anybody else. Okay, I need to go because the time has beaten us. But thank goodness I've seen you all again. I missed you all these last few days. And I don't think I'll ever go away as long as that again because I like speaking to you guys. That's it. I will be with you tomorrow. Have we got a guest on? Can't remember. We might have tomorrow. We might have. Just leave it to me. We might have Jada on tomorrow or Nick. I don't know. Maybe Jada. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. But remember, until then, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Deus Vault.